baby.
We didn't have a street class.
Okay. So we're still in that same area code, but now I want to know how many numbers start with a 6. So my only restriction is this needs to be a 6. If this needs to be a 6, how many options do I have to pick a 6? 1. There's only 1 6 in my digits. Okay? Everything else, I can pick anything I want.
10.
So my options are 10.
Okay.
So there are 1 million options here. How many phone numbers in an area code start with an even and end with an odd? Okay, so this has to be even, this has to be odd. How many even numbers do I have? 4. Why can't I use 0 here?
Because
You can't
it's
start
not
zero.
even or odd.
Oh, no, we're going to count it as an even number. But what does this say?
Assume the number cannot.
Assume your number cannot be a 0. So while you have 0, 2, 4, 6, 8, I can't count that 0. So I only have 4 options. Okay. So there's only 4 options here because I can't have a 0. Okay, go to your last spot. How many odd digits do I have? 5. 1, 3, 5, 7, 9. So this is a 5. I have no restrictions on the rest of it, so they are all 10s.
2,200,000. Wait.
Oh my God.
Let me do the math real quick.
Somebody do the math on my phone.
There are 2 million phone numbers that start with an even number and end with an odd.
2 million.
Questions?
I'm one of those 2 million.
Is we reviewing tomorrow?
No, we're going to do 15.3 tomorrow. Okay. This one should look oddly familiar. We did this on Tuesday. We have 5 candidates, A, B, C, D, and E, that are running in an election. The top 3 finishers are chosen as president, vice president, and secretary. How many different election results can occur? So, first I need to pick a president.
4.
How many choices do I have to pick a president?
5.
5. I now need a VP
4.
and a secretary,
3.
which gives me a total of
60.
I have 60 different ways to pick a president, vice
That
president.
would low key easier than the probability one that we pick up here. Yeah, like it was something like 5 candidates and we had to figure out.
You talk about with the
Oh,
chart.
the pairwise comparison and all that stuff.
Yeah, that was stupid.
Like we could have did this. I mean,
Okay, this is where everybody gets confused.
Yeah, me.
Okay, so it says how many whole numbers are less than 10,000?
9,000.
Okay, so what's the highest number you can have that is less than 10,000?
9,999.
9,999.
0.9.
No, we're not. Whole numbers.
Oh,
Whole numbers. Okay. What is the smallest number I can have?
0.
0.
Oh, somebody was gonna say 1, 2, already.
Okay. So if I'm less than 10,000, I have 1, 2, 3, 4 spaces to fill in with a number. That make sense?
Yeah.
Okay. So I gave you need a number in your thousands digit, you need a number in your hundreds, a number in your tens, and a number in your ones.
You can do 9.
So remember, if it's 0, I can fill in a bunch of zeros in front of it and it doesn't change my number. Like I can put a 0 in front of this and that doesn't change the fact that that's 9,999. So each one of my things can go from 0 to 9. So how many options does that give me in each slot?
10.
10.
Hey, Miss Smith. This test gonna be super.
So all these answers are 10.
Okay,
He's writing 10 in every box.
No, so it's getting in under right now.
so that should come out to be 10,000. Okay, 7B says how many whole numbers that are less than 10,000 contain only even digits. So again, I need to fill in 4 spaces with a number, but this time each one is even.
8.
So there's 5 options in each
I'm
one.
tripping. I said 2, 4, 6, 8, not 6. That's fine.
625.
Okay, so there's 625 options.
Ditto.
Please, if you're not understanding where a number's coming from, let me know.
So you would just, you would get the amount that you could do, and then you multiply one together.
Multiply it all together,
Unless it say or.
unless it says or,
Then what do you do then?
Add.
add.
It's gonna be easy.
Okay. How many whole numbers that are less than 10,000? Okay, so I still got those 4 spots I gotta fill. They need to start with 2 prime digits. So this needs to be prime, and this needs to be prime. And this can be any and any.
Hey, what's
Woo! What's a
Like
prime number?
That can't be multiplied.
By 2.
A number that can only be divided by 1 and itself
3?
evenly. So 3 is a prime number.
7.
7 is a prime number.
13, I think.
5.
We're talking digits.
5.
5,
1.
1, 2. Okay. Your prime digits are 3, 7, 5, 1, and 2. 4 is not prime, it's divisible by 2. 6 is not prime, it's divisible by 2. 8 is not prime, it's divisible by 2. 9 is not prime, it's divisible by 3. Okay, so how many options do I have to pick a prime number?
5.
Oh.
5.
So each one of those are 5,
10, 10.
and the last ones, there's no restrictions, so 10 and 10.
So if you put any other number, would you come that wrong? Like the last 2. Instead of putting 10 all the time, you put another number. You come that wrong?
Has to be 10.
Yeah, it has to be 10.
Oh,
Because it can be any number between 0 and 9. That gives you 10 options to pick from. So kind of like if I give you a die, okay, how many options do I have on a die? 6. So there's always a 6. There's always 6 options there every time.
That's the shit.
Okay. So this comes out to be
2,500.
2,500.
unless you got one of them like,
2,500.
them like nerd jumps, like got 10 sides.
Yeah.
Norman got one of those.
I would believe that. It's
Boom.
Norman.
I seen it the other day.
Okay, this time, how many whole numbers are less than 10,000 that contain no 3s or 5s?
So 9.
So this can't have a 3 or a 5 anywhere in this number.
So it's all
So
nines.
how many
It's all
options?
8s.
They're all 8s.
88, 88.
Okay. Again, you've got your numbers 0 through 9. If I take out 3 and I take out 5, that only gives me 8 numbers left to deal with. So what does this come out to be?
64 times 2.
I don't know.
TBA.
4,696.
What?
4,000.
Oh, it's 64 times 64.
Yeah, I was about to say, wouldn't it be 64 times 64?
I think he meant to say 64 squared.
Yeah, I was gonna say 64 to the power.
But guess what?
64,000.
Okay.
What? You didn't say it.
Let's see what you can do with this one.
Hey, let's see what.
How many whole numbers are less than 10,000 that contain any 3 or 5?
So it's all 10. It's 2. Oh, right.
Less than
Wait.
10,000 contain any 3 or any 5.
2 digits.
So it's 3 plus
Oh,
5,
I
right?
guess. Oh, anything that goes through 10. So 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So 7 digits. Right. Something like that. 47.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9,
I'm guessing 10. I don't know. 3.
I guess it's still 8.
3, 5.
Is it 5?
Okay,
So
this is how many contain absolutely none of them.
So it's 2.
This one is asking, it could be 3 in the beginning and no other 3s or 5s in it. So we're gonna do something called the complement here.
What?
5,904.
Hey, this ain't gonna be on the test, is it?
Okay,
Nope.
so how many phone numbers can I have with absolutely no restrictions at all?
10.
We did it at the beginning.
Oh,
Right.
It was
9
the
million.
first question.
9 million.
How many choices did I have
Was it 9
that had no
10
restrictions?
million. Oh, wait.
10,000?
10,000?
Oh.
We're just talking the phone numbers since we
Oh,
started the
oh,
phone
yeah.
numbers.
10,000.
I think it's 10,000.
10,000.
I was looking at the wrong column.
Okay, so I have 10,000 phone numbers all together. Okay, if I have this many that have none,
Just minus.
Oh, you
that means
add-
I can subtract
you
it
add
to
the
find out
10,000,
how
right?
many have at least one.
5,904.
5,904.
Boy.
That's what I did in the beginning.
So you just subtract that.
I knew that.
I'm good too, but I was,
Yeah, I did.
Sorry, I was trying to test.
I was just making sure.
Oh.
I was
You were
just-
trying to make sure I knew what I was doing.
Yeah.
Thank you. Keeping me on my toes.
That's what we're here.
So wonderful.
They keep you on your toes and I take you off your feet.
Okay,
So sweet.
take a look at this one. Okay, we're looking at all of the numbers from 10,000 to 99,999.
That's too much.
How many spaces do I need to fill with a number if I'm between 10,000 and 99,999? How many? 5. 10,000 is a 5-digit number. 99,999 is a 5-digit number. Okay. Also, notice, first digit has to be some number between 1 and 9. Because if I would make this a 0, that would be less than 10,000. So, this can be anything 1 through 9.
And then it's
Okay, and then these can be anything you want. It can also add in 0. So, A wants to know how many numbers contain all even digits.
2, 4, 6,
So-
0.
This needs to be an even digit.
Shit.
How many
2.
choices do I have?
2, 4, 6, 8. Because it can't
2,
be
4,
0.
6, 8, because it can't be 0. So I
I
only have 4 here. Now, the rest of these still need to be an even number.
5.
5.
But they've now become 5 because I can use 0 again. Does that make sense?
25.
So I'm feeling really good.
This number can still only be 1 through 9. Now, my other restrictions are my first number and my last digit have to be odd.
5.
So I've got 5 here, and my last digit has to be odd,
5.
so 5 again. They give you no information on these 3. So these all have 10 options.
So if they don't give you a restriction, just plug in 10.
For a digit, absolutely. 25,000.
It's all 25,000, I bet you.
How many numbers cannot contain a repeated digit?
Take a report.
So, this has to be some number 1 through 9. How many options do I have?
9.
9. No.
So,
8. Wait a minute.
so it's 10.
This is also 9. Okay, let me show you why. So, you got the numbers. Whoops. For that first slot, I can pick a 1, a 2, a 3, a 4, a 5, 6, 7, 8, or 9. What number do you want to put there? 6.
So
So I take away 6. I had 9 options, I took 1 away. Most of you said, okay, I have 8 left. But now that I'm in the second slot, I've put 0 back in. Okay, in that first slot, I didn't have 0 to begin with. Now I'm putting 0 back in, so I still have 9. Now you would pick another number, and this time it would take you down to 8 and 7 and 6. Okay, so you had the right idea, but don't forget, you were missing a number at the beginning, and then that number got put back in when you moved over in place value.
27,216.
27,216.
Yeah.
Okay, how many numbers contain all of the same number for its digit? So something like 22222. Okay, how many options do I have to pick from for my first number? 9. How many options do I have to pick from now?
9, 10, 11,
Why 1?
12.
Because you have to use the same number.
I've picked a 7 here. Well, guess what? This has to be a 7 and a 7 and a 7 and a 7. So I only have one option once I've picked my first number.
9 times 1 is 9. Times 1 is 10.
So I only have 9 numbers that contain all of the same. Okay, so when you're creating this one, you can pick any number you want.
Scott's gonna be mad.
Okay. With what?
Was she doing all?
She said.
So let's say you pick a 7 for the first spot. When I go to pick my second number, it has to be a 7. So you only have one option to pick from. That make sense?
Yeah.
Okay.
You have 1 through 9.
Okay, a committee is to be chosen from 8 scientists, 7 psychics, and 12 clerks. If the committee is to have 2 members of different backgrounds, how many such committees are there?
Okay, so you.
Write this out in words for me first. Think about what it's saying. I need 2 members with different backgrounds put together. Who can I put together? Scientists and psychics. Or psychics and clerks. Or scientists and clerks. So, how do I write? I want a scientist and a psychic. 8 times 7. Okay, I have 8 scientists, 7 psychics. Or tells me to add psychics and clerks. 7 times 12. Or scientists and clerks.
8 times 12.
8 times 12.
I don't even know that.
Don't even know the answer.
Hard.
Hard.
236.
Bitch. I mean, move.
I'm not even mad about that one.
I was about to say it right when you said it.
All right. So the next one, we're flipping a coin 4 times. First flip, second flip, third flip, fourth flip.
2.
How many options do I have for my coin to land? 2.
There's 2's across the board.
2's across the board.
Hold on, that's homework right there.
That is not.
That's what my word is. A coin is tossed 3 times in a row.
You need to write out the sample space for that one.
What is
So that means I want heads, 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 heads. Heads, heads, heads,
That's
tails.
what I did. But you ain't want to come help. Love you, Miss Smith.
I love you too. There are 16 different ways. So you should have 16 of those written down, Saphir.
I think it's 16.
Okay.
Nah, it's not 4, it's 3.
It's less.
Don't worry, say 3.
Okay. We've got a true or false 4-question test.
It's the same
How
thing.
many different things can I have?
Same thing.
Same thing. Question 1, I've got 2 options, true or false. Question 2, 2 options. Question 3, 2 options. It gives me 16.
If we have a four question test in here, it's just gonna be hard.
You better bet it ain't gonna be multiple choice.
Yes,
Right.
it.
It's
Yes,
not
it
gonna be,
is.
it's not
True or
gonna be
false?
bad change, true or false. We gotta work it out.
Right.
I would
Yeah.
love for
With
man.
a paragraph to go with it explaining what you just did.
For every question?
Yeah.
You tripping?
Okay, a pizza place is offering a special on Saturday nights. You start with the cheese pizza, and then you can choose from 4 different toppings: pepperoni, mushroom, sausage, and olives. How many different pizzas can be made?
What? Because you said cheese pizza and you add the 4.
But what if
Five
you
pieces.
do pepperoni and mushroom, or pepperoni, mushroom, and olives?
What do you
You're
next?
not taking into that consideration. What if I tell you that it's the same exact thing that you just did?
Are you serious?
Oh, snap.
Can anybody figure out why?
Let me see, I got you.
Because that's the answer.
Because that's the answer. Because you told me that's the answer, Miss
You
Smith.
can only choose 2.
God told me it was 2.
Hey, Miss Smith, I ain't
Nah,
if it's the same one, you gotta mark it out. Huh?
Stop talking to me about your homework that we paid today. I was looking for things. Because you see where his computer and his calculator are still sitting, and he hasn't shown up the dummy maybe. Well,
You don't know that. He could be in there now.
yeah, let me know. If not, I think I might have to come on.
That's
Whoa,
childish.
Mr.
That's childish.
Y'all
If you do that, then you ain't gonna get your
Right.
rose tomorrow.
Right.
Okay, this is my pepperoni. You've got 2 options. Do you want pepperoni? Yes or no?
Oh.
Then you're gonna do the same thing when you move over to mushroom. Do you want mushrooms?
Hell.
Yes or no? Sausage and olives. Okay, so it's not necessarily, are you putting 2 toppings on? Are you putting 3 toppings on? What do you want on your pizza? Do you want pepperoni? Okay. So that's why it comes out to be the same question. I think we've got what, 2 more on this page?
3.
3. Okay. A password is 4 characters long. So as soon as you see 4 characters, draw yourself 4 lines. That's what you're filling in. Okay. And again, I know you think this is probably childish and stupid, but let me tell you, this is gonna help. Okay. The first character has to be a letter. The last number must be a number.
What? So it can be
How many passwords are possible?
30.
26.
26, 10,
36,
And then 36.
36. 26, 30, 36.
Okay,
Yeah.
Good. First off, it says the password is not case sensitive, which
Oh.
means a lowercase a and an uppercase a are the same, which means I have 26 letters.
Right.
It doesn't matter if I put capital A or lower a, it's an A.
Big man.
Okay. I have 10 digits, so this last number is 10.
Add them up.
It says though that these middle 2 can be a letter or a number.
36, 36.
So that gives me 36 options.
Cause you add 10 and 26.
Yep.
Okay.
Okay.
Still don't got
10 times 36 is 36 times 36 is 36.
I thought the answers were all 2.
Hey, Miss Smith, though, come here for real, though.
Oh my goodness. Yes, Sophia.
It's just one problem.
What's the answer? I'm gonna
One
say it
is
again,
tossed
try
3
to
times
in
in a
there.
row.
3,
Means
3,
there's
6,
each toss
6,
where there
90.
wins.
Hold on.
Yeah, I was about to say.
The reason I got mad was up like
Most of us already started like gearing up.
Yes.
So that's right. I'm back to struggling.
What we get?
Oh, I got 336, 90, Oh, 960.
Hey, that's my phone. That's how my phone number start.
Really?
Yeah,
Three
mine
three
too.
six 960
No, but it's 3369 something.
9 something. He doesn't even know his own phone number.
It's
52.
926.
52, 62, 62, 10.
So this still has to be a letter. This still has to be a number. What they switched here is now it is case sensitive, which means a lowercase a is different than an uppercase a. So again, Andy, how many letters do I have now then?
52.
52. I've got double what I had before because my lowercase and uppercase are now separated.
62, 62.
I still have 10 here, which makes these 62.
Right. So easy.
That's a big number.
That gives you 1,998,080.
1,000,000, not, yeah.
1,998,808.
That's one of eights.
It is a lot of 8s.
That's a lot of ones.
Better than a lot of 6s.
What about
It's like a
five?
lot of 8s
Or
every
Hey,
last
listen,
one.
twos or ones?
My mom asked what I want to go on my birthday. I said I'm going to the strip club and pick.
Boy. Yeah, she got
Like
mad.
the ones, I'm gonna pick up the 20s and the 5s. and the
Okay.
10s.
Everything.
Even the quarters.
Right. I'm throwing a quarter.
Because most of you are getting ready to go and do this. A student college ID contains 8 digits to use a meal plan. 4-digit PIN code gains access to the recreational facilities, and an email password contains 6 characters that can be digits or letters that are not case sensitive.
My email password got 8.
What is the number of passwords or IDs that a university computer must be able to hold? Because think about it. When you go to swipe it, the computer has to know that that's you. So they have to store all that information. So let's talk about the meal plan. I've got 8 digits to fill in. How many options do I have for each digit?
10.
10. So I can easily write this as 10 to the 8th instead of writing 10 times 10 times 10 times 10.
80.
Does that make sense? Okay. Now we've got a PIN code. It's 4 digits.
10 times, I mean, 10.
10 to the
10 to the 4th. And then we've got an email that is digits or letters that are 6 characters and not case sensitive.
36.
To
36
the power of 6.
to the power of 6.
36 to the 6. You already.
So to get this answer, you would add all of these together.
It's
Yeah, the number.
Let's talk about it.
You get a huge number.
Oh, yeah.
Right.
48,076,500.
I think it's 2. And the answer is 4.
Dang, so the first
How
one
much on the
is,
best gonna start at 3?
let's see.
Whoa.
It's 100 million for the first one.
Listen, just add them all together and give me a final answer.
True.
That's too much.
Let me do it.
Hold up.
10 to the 8th plus 10 to the 4th plus 36 to the 6th.
I don't know. I was gonna start with more than 3 because 36 to the 6 gonna do it right there.
Nine, 2, 3.
Hold up.
I got
You said
2,
2, 2, 7, 6, 7, 9.
2, 3, 6.
Well, you don't know what that number is.
Too big.
It's a billion.
2,276,792,336.
You should wake up.
That was weird.
Well, you gonna fail this test if you don't wake up. I'm trying to tell you. Hard.
That's a big one.
Okay, how many 5-letter words either start with a D or do not have the letter D at all? So let's do first off the one that starts with a D. So this spot has to be a D.
So it's only one.
So there's only one option. This can be anything else.
26.
Right.
26.
So right.
26 down the line. 26 and then
Or you could write this as 26 to the 4th power.
right,
4.
and then it's
Okay.
25.
Now I need to look at the ones that do not have the letter D in it at all.
25.
So I've got 25 options each time. Or 25 to the 5th power. And you would add these two together. So 26 to the 4th plus 25 to the 5th.
10, 2, 2,
601.
So what?
10, 2, 2, 2.
601.
Hey, shut up, Shane. Hey, shut up.
You know what that number is? 10 million.
And that's
601.
Not 601. 601.
Miss
When
Man.
you use the word and, that means there should be 8 decimals.
Miss Man.
So,
So if you say 21,
You want me to be
6,
correct? That's 10,222,601.
You do that.
600 and
I do.
and one, like layup foul.
No,
Ah,
no, no.
he made it.
601.
Broke his own ankle.
601 is that.
Only person that I ever seen break that one was close to Amy.
All right.
Right.
How much more we got?
What time? It's like section now.
Now we got homework tonight.